Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learning Beyond Borders. I'm really glad you're here with me today because we are going to talk about something that affects every child, every home, every classroom, and that's education. Now, I want you to pause for a second and think about this. Picture your child, or if you're a teacher, picture your students. You know them. You know their personalities, their strengths, how differently they think. Maybe one loves books, maybe another can't sit still and learns best by doing. Maybe one needs time to absorb things deeply, while another races ahead with excitement. So, why are we still trying to make all of these beautiful, different minds learn the same way? So here's the truth. Traditional education systems were designed in the industrial age, factory style. Everyone sits in rows, learns the same content, takes the same tests, and is expected to perform at the same level. But we are not building machines. We are raising thinkers, creators, leaders. Every child learns differently, and we need to start honoring that for them. Now, every parent has seen it. One child might be a bookworm, effortlessly grasping new concepts, while another may need to interact with the world physically, perhaps through building or exploring. This difference isn't a flaw, it's part of what makes every child unique. But too often we see a one-size-fits-all education system that assumes all children learn the same way. That's where things get tricky. So imagine expecting all students to understand the same lesson at the same pace. It just doesn't make sense, right? Some children may need more time to process, others may need visual aids, while some might excel through hands-on experience. The cookie-cutter approach of traditional education doesn't allow for these differences, and this is why a more personalized approach is needed. That's where developmental psychology comes in. The theories of Piaget, a pioneer in the study of cognitive development, offers incredible insights into how children learn and grow. So Piaget's work offers a roadmap to understanding how children's cognitive abilities develop over time. He identified distinct stages of cognitive growth that affects how children perceive the world and approach learning. So let's break them down into 4 categories. The first one is the sensorimotor stage, from birth to 2 years old. Babies learn through senses and movement. They don't yet think with words or logic. They explore the world by touching, looking, tasting, and moving. They develop something called object permanence, the understanding that still exists when they can't see them. So here's an example of it. You hide a toy under a blanket. A very young baby will think it's gone forever, but around 8 months, they'll lift the blanket to look for it. They've learned that the toy still exists. Babies love the peekaboo because they're just learning the concept of you are still there even if I can't see you. 2. Preoperational stage, 2 to 7 years old. Children start to use language and imagination, but their thinking is still intuitive and egocentric. They struggle to see things from another person's point of view. They use symbols like words or drawings to represent things, but they still don't grasp logic or cause and effect. If you pour water from a short white glass into a tall skinny glass, they'll say the tall glass has more water because it looks taller, even though you didn't add or remove any water. They might believe the moon follows them, or that their teddy bear has feelings because they project their own experiences onto the world. This is called animism. 3. Concrete operational stage, years 7 to 11 years old. Now, kids start to think logically, but only about concrete physical things they can touch, see, or directly experience. They understand conservation. Volume doesn't change just because shape does. Cause and effect, and start solving basic problems. So back to the water glass. Now they understand that the volume is the same, even though the glass shape changed. They can also do simple math and classify objects like grouping all red blocks or arranging things by size. They start understanding rules in games, following instructions, and seeing that others may think or feel differently than they do. This is the beginning of decentering. And 4. Formal operational stage, 12 years and above. Teens begin to think in abstract, hypothetical, and systematic ways. They can reason about what-if scenarios, future possibilities, and complex ideas. They can think about morality, justice, politics, philosophy, and even question their own beliefs. If you say, what would happen if humans had wings? They can imagine a different world and logically explore the consequences. Now, younger kids usually can't do this. They can plan, strategize, think critically, debate issues, and solve problems without needing to physically act them out. Now, these stages remind us that all children develop differently. A fixed curriculum where all students are expected to learn the same thing at the same time doesn't align with how children naturally develop. So, what's the solution? How do we build an education system that works for everyone, no matter where they are in their development journey? The answer lies in personalized education. Now, personalized learning focuses on tailoring the educational experience to meet the individual's needs, strengths, and interests of each student. It respects their pace, encourages their curiosity, and nurtures their natural abilities. Now, this is where modular learning comes into play. So, modular learning allows students to progress through subjects at their speed, diving into areas that interest them and spending more time on topics that need further exploration. It's not about sticking to a rigid curriculum, but about offering a flexibility and building on the child's current stages of development. So, thank you for tuning in to Learning Beyond Borders. Today's episode was a reminder that every child learns differently and that difference is something to be celebrated, not corrected. We have explored how development psychology reveals the stages of how children grow, think, and understand the world, and why our education systems must evolve to reflect that. Now, if you are a parent, educator, or student looking for an approach that truly fits the learner, one that respects pace and passion and personal growth, then it's time to move beyond outdated factory-style education. Rochford's Education and EdQuest International School are proud to be the #1 IGCSE specialist in Ipoh and the city's first international boutique school offering personalized learning, modular exams, and real success in a world that is constantly changing.